Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about relationship and dating, specifically dating for women in particular. There's a myth that women of God are not supposed to date. I've heard a lot of that going around, and that's absolutely not true. It all depends on what your definition of dating is. See, I've been through the dating process, and dating doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have sex with whoever you're with, that you have to go to someone's house, and you have to have Netflix and chill, as they say. It doesn't have to be like that. In my dating process, my experience was this. I accepted dates from people. I didn't go to anyone's house initially until I really got to know them. Probably not at all most of the time. And I did go out to lunch, maybe dinner, but that was basically it, and did a lot of talking on the phone. I spent a lot of time talking to get to know the person, for that person to get to know me, and to find out the personality, if our personalities click, if we had things in common, if we had the same beliefs, if we had the same intentions on dating. First of all, I think number one is that when you meet someone, you should find out if they have intentions that are the same as yours. For example, if you want to get married, make sure that the person doesn't have the belief that they never want to get married, because some people actually never want to get married. And even if they do say they want to get married, it doesn't mean that they necessarily want to marry you. So you have to keep that in mind. You got to keep an open mind, and you have to accept the fact that it may not be you that they want to marry. So just spend time talking, asking a lot of questions. Never go to anyone's house, and also don't invite anyone to your house. And just let them know what your intentions are. Let them know that you're dating with a purpose. Let them know that up front, so then you won't waste your time. You won't get disappointed later when they say, oh, I just wanted it to be a booty call. They probably won't tell you that, but they may be thinking that, and you don't want to run into that. And the reason for not going to someone's house and not inviting them to your house is because you don't know who you're dealing with, and there's temptation when you're alone and you're in the house with someone. You don't want to be under temptation. And also, the person may be somebody dangerous, and you don't want to take that opportunity. You want to get to know this person. You want to actually test them. You can actually ask them questions that, or test questions that they don't even know that you're testing them, to find out who they are and what their personality is and what their mindset is, what they think. You might ask them something like, well, what do you think about that movie so-and-so, where so-and-so, the woman cheated and the man, tried to kill her or something, and their response may be, oh, well, I don't believe in that, that she should have done it, but I don't blame him for doing it. Something like that. That type of answer like that will tell you that's not somebody you want to deal with. Because if they really feel like that the guy had reason to do what he did, that gives you a clue on how their mind is thinking. So just ask questions, not directly. You wouldn't directly ask somebody, well, how do you feel about if a woman cheats and a man acts crazy, or he wants to kill her or something? You don't want to say it directly like that. You want to say it indirectly, where they don't even know that you're testing them. So do it that way. Come up with some test questions, and you have to use a little psychology in this. Guys, nowhere in the Bible does it say that you can't have lunch with someone or that you can't talk to them on the phone. Now, it does say that you shouldn't have sex out of wedlock, but I'm just saying, dating all depends on how you approach it. So it is okay for you to go out to dinner, go out to lunch, or even have a phone conversation. Just don't get sexually involved. But some people feel like you can't go out to dinner, you can't talk on the phone, or that's considered dating. It's considered a sin, but it's not. It's not a sin to go to dinner. It's not a sin to talk on the phone. It's not a sin to be out and about, at an event with someone or something like that. So just wanted to point that out. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with dating, because it all depends on what your definition of dating is. Because dating does not mean that you have to have a sexual relationship with this person or have any kind of obligation to this person. Also, guys, I want you to know that getting sexually involved clouds your thinking. It clouds your mind. You can't think straight. You may think you're in love with this person, and you may not even be in love with them. You may be just infatuated. It gives you a chance to think about and think clearly about where this relationship is going, what this person is about, without getting your emotions and your feelings involved. You don't want to initially get your feelings and emotions involved and in it, because you're going to be hurt if it doesn't work out, and you don't want to put yourself in that vulnerable position. So that's a reason for not getting sexually involved initially. And also, that'll let you know what his reaction is to you. If he leaves and he doesn't want to see you, he doesn't want to talk to you anymore after a few weeks or a few days of you not accepting his sexual advances, then you know that his intentions are not right. His intentions are not serious for you, and he doesn't see you necessarily in his future. Because if he really wants you and he really likes you and he adores you, he'll wait. He will wait for you. Yes, he will. So just think about that. You don't want to be clouded and confused mentally. You don't want to be emotionally involved. And I believe that, sex actually makes women more emotionally involved than they should be. So remember, do not get sexually involved with this person initially and for a long while, until you know what their intentions are. And maybe not even at all, until you know that that's your husband, until you know that that's your husband. So my experience when I met my husband, we did a lot of talking on the phone. He was out of town, so that kind of helped us a little bit, where we weren't together and we didn't get tempted. But you can do the same thing if the person is in the same state with you. We did a lot of talking on the phone first. We got asked a lot of questions. We got to know each other. And then we visited each other's state. When he came to my state, I didn't let him stay at my house. And by that point, by the time he did come to see me, I had asked a lot of questions. I got to know him, and he got to know me. And also, we weren't, sexually involved or anything like that from initially. So, and it all happened so quickly. He actually proposed to me 4 months after we met. and he had prayed about it. I found out that he was a man of God. He believed in the Bible. He was a doer of the word, not just a hearer. I found out what his beliefs were. They matched with mine. Our personality clicked well together. We had a lot of other things in common. And so I was very confident, and I also definitely prayed about this and about him and about the relationship. And God showed me that this was the man for me. And it definitely was, because we got married. Also, guys, I wanted to add into this video that when you are dating and you're asking questions, you're talking, you're going out to lunch, going out to dinner, or going to an event, whatever it may be, like I said, make sure you spend a lot of time talking to this person and getting to know this person. Make sure that their actions are aligned with what they say, because people can say a lot of good things that sound good, but are their actions aligning up with what they're saying? Are they really doing what they say they're going to do, or are they just talking? Because if you don't find out about this, and you need to take out time, this takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't get to know a person overnight or in a few weeks. It takes time. It takes months to get to know this person. And if you don't do this, if you don't go through this process and you pay attention to their actions, and if they match up to the words that they're saying, then the next thing you'll know is you'll end up saying, oh my God, how did I get here? How did we get here? What happened to the relationship? How did I not see this? How was I blindsided? Don't let yourself get blindsided. Anyway, getting back to dating, and if you don't get out of the house and you don't meet anyone and you don't talk to anyone and try to get to know someone, how are you going to meet your spouse? That's what I want to know. Someone tell me in the comments, how else are you going to meet your spouse? Is he going to come and knock on your door and say, oh, God told me that you're my wife. He just sent me here. It's not going to happen like that. You have to get to know people. You have to get out of the house. You have to communicate through phone, through in person, but make sure that when you go out on a date, you drive yourself. Don't let him pick you up. Even if you have to pay for your own meal, you can do that. So that's if he has expectations of, some men believe that if they pay for your meal, that they expect something from you. And if that's the case, you need to pay for your own meal. And also that's a sign that that's not the person for you, because he should not have any sexual expectations just because he paid for a lunch or a dinner. And so don't, be concerned with if you have to pay for your own dinner. Pay for it. It's just, getting to know each other at the moment. And there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, I wanted to just come on here today. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to express my thoughts about dating and how I feel about dating, and how the myth out there is that women of God are not supposed to date. That's absolutely not the case. It only depends on how you approach it. And guys, to wrap this video up, I just want you to leave with this. God has someone for you. He has someone for all of us. And you are worthy. And you are worth the wait, absolutely. And your spouse is absolutely worth the wait. The one that God has for you, he or she is worth the wait. Your kingdom spouse is on the way. And just stay in faith, stay prayed up, keep believing, keep confessing. Even if you don't see anything right now, keep confessing that yes, my kingdom spouse is on the way. This is what I want you to say. And leave in the comments and say, my kingdom spouse is on the way, and he's well worth the wait, or she is well worth the wait. Put that in the comments and say that to yourself every day. And in your prayers, start thanking God that he has already sent your spouse to you. When you confess that you already have something, it brings it to you. It absolutely does. And also another technique you can use is, it's called scripting. You can write down what you want, and don't say, oh, I want this. Say, I have this. You have to believe in the end that you already have it, that it's already there. And say something like, thank you, Lord, that you've blessed me with an awesome man of God, and he is good to me. We're happy together, and something like that. You know, make up your own saying or whatever. That was just an example. But guys, I thank you so much for watching my channel today and watching this video. And I pray that, and I know that your kingdom spouse is on the way. Yes, he is, and yes, she is. Thank you guys again for watching, and remember, stay in faith, pray every day, and remember, you are worthy.